Chicago culture is something so very special. So geographically, Chicago sits almost like in the same place if it were a body that the heart would be. And people are just doing. Like, we're not waiting for like investors to come in and save us. Like, we're literally creating art and music and, you know, production.
Yeah. The kid, do y'all notice anything, audience? What stands out? What is glaring thus far?
What is glaring thus far?
Besides the color orange.
Besides the color orange.
That's a good color. You know what I'm saying? How did this happen, man? Y'all made me look up what orange represents mood-wise, bro. And it's allegedly the psychology of the color orange is uplifting, rejuvenating, positive, shit like that.
I love that. Orange, like citrus. And,
I love that. Yeah. We in it. We look good, y'all. We look fucking good.
We look like an alum from Julian High School.
Syracuse Orange.
Right? Like we over here like Clemson Tigers.
For sure. Cuties, tangerines, or regular oranges?
Cuties, for sure.
Cuties.
Yeah. No doubt cuties. Yeah, I don't like it getting from Aldi's and you don't realize the bottom of the bag is brown. You be like, oh, this is good. And you bring it home, you're like, oh my God.
That brown orange juice in your bag and shit.
So what the fuck is a tangerine then?
It's a tangerine.
Tangerine is just a tangerine.
Yeah, tangerine is not a cutie.
Remind me of a tangerine.
But there's like different varieties of all of the fruits. And they come like bigger, smaller.
GMO, genetically modified.
Don't get me started.
Please. No, that's too early.
But we do need genetically modified pretty much everything. We've ruined the earth.
Can we genetically modify men and women? Because we need a factory reset on everybody.
First of all, if you could genetically modify, what would I change on a man?
I'm listening.
Yeah, this is about
I like curls. I would give every man curls.
Ice Cube curls or Michael Jackson?
Juicy Soul Glow or Boy in the Hood?
Not Soul Glow curls.
Curls?
I like curls.
Or are you talking about like the mixed breed, when black mixes with anything, it gives the nice texture curl?
You believe that?
Absolutely.
No, I mean,
I know some nappy head mulattoes.
Nappy head mulattoes. No, I just like curls. Like I like curls. Okay. Like you can, they could be faux curls.
What would you change as a woman? You change if we are genetically modifying things.
Well, now we talk about DNA. Now I just talked about hair. I guess that's you can change you get a perm.
Yeah, like so. I would probably change the mindset, the logic.
What? That's never gonna happen. Yeah, you had to make him a man then.
The logic, man.
No bullshit.
If I could change anything on women, it would be like everybody needs the same size areolas. I do not like I said, the areola to flesh ratio sometimes.
I'm changing how
I'm like, yes, I'm speaking for myself. What changed this on me?
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I need we gotta take some of women's endurance away in arguments, because a woman can argue from 1 a.m. to 1 a.m. the next day.
First of all, I'm just expressing myself, and I swear to God, this happened yesterday. We was out, on a date. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just talking, and so I'm excited, but I'm not talking to him about him. Like, it's not a relationship thing. Okay. It's just me. Like, I'm upset, and I'm talking about the thing I'm upset about. Dead ass. We're sitting in traffic. A man on a pace bus opens the window and says, "Hey, bro, you're doing the right thing and shutting the fuck up." I was like, so he turns and he was like, "Yeah, you see me?" I'm like, first of all,
no, let him get that off.
Gaslight.
No, let him get that
I was
off.
like, why are you paying attention to him? I'm sitting up here talking to you. And so he did it again.
Oh, you thought he was paying attention to you in an argument?
Well, it wasn't an argument.
No, we don't do that.
But that wasn't an argument.
Discussion, excuse me.
It wasn't. I was
you were
talking,
venting and he was listening.
Yeah, I was answering a question of his about
that.
something that had nothing to do with any relationship shit. Like, I'm just like hyped. And so he was like, "Why did that upset you?" I'm like, "I don't know." Like, I didn't have an answer. I don't know why it upset me.
From a man perspective, it's good to see that we are being recognized for doing a good job.
So, but the thing,
I don't know what y'all talking about no more. I'm lost.
Yeah, to that man on the pace bus.
Shut out.
No, shut up. You shut up. All right, you should have stayed in your place.
You need to worry about not stopping at train tracks for fucking 30 seconds, holding up all the goddamn traffic. That's what you need to worry about, sir.
No, but I did. It was funny. I couldn't laugh about it until about an hour later, though. And today.
Did you finish venting?
No, I shut up.
Okay.
See?
Oh, I was so uncomfortable.
Bro. Don't worry about it.
The logic, man.
Hopefully she forgets about it.
Hey, look, we got a lot to get into. A lot been happening in Chicago, man. So this podcast is for Chicago, by Chicago. We like to highlight spaces, entrepreneurs. What's my slogan?
Movers, shakers, tastemakers.
Tastemakers.
Movers, shakers, and tastemakers.
Rum shakers, baby makers.
You know what I'm
saying?
I apologize, man. But I don't really care how y'all week went. We're not even gonna get into that because
we know that's not true.
I'm on vacation. I don't care.
There you go. Right. Hopefully everybody had a good week, and that's that.
No, it's not.
Oh shit! Go ahead.
Yeah, shout out to Adriana who came to yoga. So I do.
Shout out to Adriana. Sure.
Yeah, yoga at the Woodlawn. So thank you for coming to class, and everybody who is planning on coming. So yeah, and Black Boat Scene. I'm gonna say it again because it is Black Yacht Weekend. So everybody that's out on the water this weekend.
Let's check this weather real quick.
Yeah,
it's like
let's
82 degrees. No, ain't no hating. Everybody that's out on Lake Michigan again for the second week in a row. Shout out to Black Yacht Weekend and everybody that's putting that together. And all of I couldn't get a single hair appointment in Chicago today because it is the day of Beyonce. And so everybody is headed to Soldier Field. I'm trying to go around all of that traffic.
I'm call you later, all right?
Who you talking about?
Beyonce.
Oh.
I don't have anything about my week.
There's a lot going on.
But I do want to say, hey, man, to the ISU basketball family, we lost one of our brothers to a form of cancer that attacked his brain earlier this week. So much love to the Metcalf family. He's from Peru, Indiana. He's a star in Peru. He's a star with us. He got his wings. Really good guy, man. Really good guy. We miss you, J-Rock.
Man, it's tough, man. It's tough when we losing our loved ones at 45.
Brother. That's a brother at war. You know how it is on the court in competition in swimming. Well, those are your brothers and sisters, man.
Yeah, you grow up with them. You follow them. You know, it's a bond that never is broken. You
ever.
Like, remember that time?
Ever broken. Yeah, ever broken.
That shit crazy.
That's why I still bust his ass.
I ran into somebody.
No, we doing the same thing. Like I'm always picking you. You always picking me. It's just what it is.
We're not picking Kende.
Ever.
What happened to the basketball tournament we supposed to be doing with Did anybody like push that forward?
Well, you made us redirect and go invest in black banks.
No. This was 2 shows ago. He was like,
I challenge all.
He challenged all.
They ain't ready.
Then
you see how tight these shorts is?
It doesn't take long for men that think they can hoop. It's a text or inbox away, and they meeting up. Gonna happen.
Okay, well, I need somebody to tell me what to buy.
Coolers and Tiger Bomb.
What shoes do I wear? Can I wear K-Swiss?
No, you just need Gatorade and your.
He's definitely he make you the ball girl.
Your yoga mat.
I'm on the court.
Make you a ball girl immediately.
My free throw game is decent. Man, I got y'all on the half court, full court. I don't know about that. I can do it in 3-on-3.
In a pickup game on the court. We not.
Ain't nobody gonna pick me.
Yeah, no.
We got you. Might not play, but we got you.
You'll get a ring.
Yeah. We got you.
The team manager.
Yeah,
I want to manage. I want to play.
Got you.
Hey, look. Again, we start in Chicago and we branch our way out. I feel like we need to start with my man G Herbo.
Herbert.
He is facing potential years in prison. He pled guilty to federal fraud charges in Massachusetts.
Fuck you in Massachusetts, first of all.
I don't know.
What are you doing there?
The story more or less said that he used this scam to more or less get on, right? His team, his managers, people around him.
Designer puppies.
All that, right? They selling them. Like it's a sale game. They were selling.
But it was fraud. It was
wire fraud.
Wire fraud.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Or identity. I thought I saw identity fraud too. Like that's what okay.
Harness is there. Scamming.
It's unfortunate that we have to do this to even get on. And maybe he was doing this prior to him getting on. Because I can't imagine that no one in his team knew that this is what it was. You know, I know a couple people in his circle. Obviously not gonna talk to me about that, but
obviously.
You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, but in a case like that, him pleading guilty and not taking it to trial, a lot of people saying, you know, maybe he'll get probation.
So he took a plea deal.
In-house.
Took a plea deal. Instead of 20, it was down to the maximum of probably 5. I think it's in the area of 3 now. 3 years.
3 years?
3 years.
Hard time, or is that
they saying in? They saying in, but until the case is actually finished and the judge does his ruling, we never know. He can get 3 years of probation. You know?
Well, because now see,
these lawyers know each other.
Yeah.
So
because of the work that he's done in the community, I think that can help.
Still doing work.
Still doing work. Again,
that's such a conflict of, you know what I mean? Like over here you're doing this, but over here you're doing that. You know, like I can't imagine.
I don't think that it was consistent. I think that was the get on.
Oh, and like this happened. Like this isn't something that's current day. This is and it was $1 million. It was $1 million, and then it's 2 people involved, and I think one cat has to pay back, you know, a couple of $100,000.
I forget how much you got to pay
so
back.
when I hear 1.5 for all you rappers and artists that are trying to get on, it takes 1.5 to get on.
Yeah, which pisses me off because again, crazy. Banking inequity. Because if we get lines of credit, we wouldn't have to scam. Yeah, so this always for me comes back to if we had access to getting capital in a fair way, or if people understood the risks associated with the things that we wanted to do, then people wouldn't be doing things like starting cupcake businesses off of their EBT cards.
I love EBT.
I love EBT too, and it's so illegal to sell your food stamps, and super illegal to start a business off of it. But some people have, and they've been successful. Like it's a no interest rate loan. Like you don't have to. It's a micro loan on some level, and people take advantage of it, even though it is illegal. But it seems like in our community we've had to figure out ways to access capital to get to the next level. Not saying that breaking the law is right. But it is interesting, like we find a way to take advantage of the system to do right.
I don't knock what anybody has to do to get on, to put themselves in a better position. So I ain't really tripping on that. But he comes from that era of scammers. And I showed you out here scamming and getting it. So who knows if he would have did it anyway. But I forgot my fucking point. I don't care though.
I mean, there's scammers everywhere too, like televangelists, snake oil salesmen. Would you have ever bought snake oil?
Who?
Snake oil.
I got some at the crib next to the penicillin.
Which reminds me of
Dirk.
Intimate wigs.
The fuck is that?
So in like early 1900s, late 1800s, people pubic hair would fall out from disease, and so there was a line of intimate wigs.
Can you stop already?
What? There was a line of intimate wigs that
so motherfuckers walking around with dick hair on their head.
No. No, it's for women. Right? So if you didn't have pubic hair, it was a sign that you had been infected by some disease either, huh? Because the hair fell out. And so they would sell intimate wigs made out of animal hair, and you would wear like panties. So when you did make love, no one could tell that you didn't have hair. It was patchy.
So motherfuckers went on the shaving shit.
No, like shaving didn't like that grooming in that area didn't happen until later.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so people sell a lot of stuff. So even coochies
do your
can
time,
scam.
Herbert. It'll be okay.
Coochies can scam.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be so mad if I look like. Wait, is this real?
Yeah, well, we're gonna get to the coochie scamming out here.
That's what I was going to say. Hold on.
Aw.
Yeah.
I don't like that segue.
Coochie scamming.
No, that doesn't count. No, that doesn't. No,
absolutely.
No.
But you know what though?
That's not what I meant. I don't like that segue.
Long as Buddy got a fall guy, he should be okay. If he the main man in that crew or the moneymaker of that little gang, but we ain't gonna call it because too much Rico out here. If he's the moneymaker for that group of people he fuck with, somebody gonna take that time for him.
What kind of designer puppies are we talking about? Frenchies? What are we? Because they were just like regular
Frenchies, Pomeranians, all the expensive joints, all the expensive small dogs.
Yo, so like my friend, her son just started animal breeding, but they're doing bunnies. And I am thinking like, man, like there are some industries that we should be like really participating in, like animal breeding. But people who fight pit bulls, yeah, y'all are trash. I don't like those
vicious
people.
dogs. You have to breed pit bulls to be fucking mean.
I agree.
They always rank highly on the list of family dogs. And I think over in UK, they have finally started got a pure breed of the Bully XL. And they are supreme family dogs. But because the market for dogs is booming again for Frenchies and pit bulls, they doing anything like fastly manufacturing these dogs and breeding them, and they putting the meanness back in them.
Yo, so I have this story. I was dealing with this guy. He was, me and my cousin was dating cousins, right? This is like back in the day, right? And we go to the house. It's a trap house. And I'm like, what does that smell? And we walk in and it's a pit bull in a cage. And we were supposed to go check out the puppies, but the pit bull had eaten her litter because they had been starving the dog. And I'm like, all right, this is kind of weird. And this is my first introduction to like the dog fighting scene and like dog breed, like pit bull breeding. I go into the kitchen, it's dead dogs in the kitchen. And then they're talking and they're like, they didn't put, bodies underneath the foundation. So, but now I'm realizing like, oh, this is one of those situations where one, I got to shut up. Two, I need to be mindful. Like anytime it's anything like this is similar to like being in a dope house. So I can't act too, eager to snitch. But I absolutely was like, you know what? I'm gonna go pick up some.
I don't like the circles you were traveling in.
Well, I mean, I was out in the streets.
Okay. Just for clarity, okay. G Herbo will pay $140,000.
Yeah, you go.
So he will pay $140,000
in restitution, and they were on. Basically, they were living it up. Private jets, car rentals, villas in Jamaica.
$1 million, like that's all it takes.
So actually, maybe this wasn't the get on package because I can't believe
what I say. He's from that scammy area, bro.
Right. So he was making sure his guys were still good in his mind, and by him pleading guilty, probably by his attorney telling him, you might as well take this plea and I can probably help you out. You've done X, Y, and Z. Because he's facing 20 years.
That's a lot of time for $1 million.
20 days is
that's
a lot
not
of time.
A lot of money.
Fuck jail.
Yeah, I'm not.
Don't give me 20 hours in jail. I'm not built for that shit.
I was in jail overnight. I don't want to go back.
And they talking about a possibility of probation.
He definitely getting probation, bro.
Because he the head nigga in charge, right? So you got enough money to fund that. And,
shout out to good attorneys. Yeah.
Absolutely. Here, July 20th. I just want to give a Chicago fun fact. July 20th, Chicago history. Soldier Field, they hosted the first ever Special Olympics. I thought that was dope. Didn't know about that, right?
I never knew that we didn't host it. Like this was the first year that we hosted the Special Olympics here in Chicago?
No. This happened July 20th.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm kind of shocked that it's the first year that this city has ever held the Special Olympics, like, which is a huge deal. But it's 2023, and I'm kind of shocked. Like, why did it take so long?
They do events.
No. Hold on. Let me make sure. No, 1968 was the first time. That's what I'm saying. This is the anniversary.
Okay. Anniversary of 20. Yes, okay, yes, got it.
So July 20th, 1968, Soldier Field hosted the first ever
segment there,
Special Olympics. Okay, we're talking 1,000 athletes from around the world. We hosted that in 1968.
My son competed.
Nice. You say he competed? What's his sport?
They do everything. Shot put, which is funny. Race, which my son is not the fastest guy on earth, or on his block, or in his house. He's not. You know what I'm saying? But CPS does Special Olympics every year.
So Chicago Public Schools.
Yeah, Chicago Public Schools every year. And they do get to meet and greet Chicago Bear players at Soldier Field. I know because I've been there with my son. And it's pretty cool. The kids that do understand what football is, they get hyped and amped. You should see them just going crazy and going wild with excitement, man. So it's a feel-good thing, man. But yeah, that's something that people need to be more in tune with because that is a very marginalized community. Mm-hmm. When I am including the parents as well of that. But I ain't going to go on and
it featured over 200 events. We're talking swimming, track and field.
Yeah. When I get back into coaching, like I've decided, like, where do I want to take my expertise? I see myself teaching, kind of coaching at the high school level or even collegiate level. But I have been
drive you crazy, girl.
looking towards Special Olympics and working in that space. I love swimming. I love what it does for people, for the community, and I will never coach an all boys team though. I was offered that position at 21. I was like, absolutely, man.
Smart move.
No way.
They get reckless and freaky?
Dude, man. Yeah, so
because you would have to get in the...
No, I'm not getting in the water.
Okay, but I'm asking...
No,
like, because that's like me saying I would never coach an all-girls basketball team.
Yeah, no. Not until I'm an older woman.
Have a reason, though.
I want to know why.
Like, at 21... I'm too close in age to the guys that are half naked in the pool.
They're definitely trying to hit.
So is that on them or is that on you?
No, it's on them.
I need you to have some class out here.
No, it's not class. It is, I have 15 young men.
18-year-old guys and she's 21.
I'm 21 years old.
Yeah, it's not a good idea.
They're taller than me.
Are you going to be tempted?
No, that's not it.
Allegations,
Yeah, like that's too much for me. And I'm also coming from an era where when I was 16, my coach was on some weird shit. Right. So I didn't want to be a part. I'm like, that's too close in age. I have to be much older. So to protect myself, like I don't feel comfortable being a woman in some of these spaces because of what I've experienced. And, no, I was like, this is not a good job for me.
How many times have we seen on the news where coaches may be not that old, maybe in the late 20s, 30s, they're coaching girls soccer, track, or swimming, and years later allegations come out. Even now in the suburbs, they getting caught while they doing it. It's not even taking years.
Oh my! Was it a teacher was in the car with one of the football player?
Shit,
not saying that that's me, but idea. I was just like, I will wait until I'm older, and there's a significant age gap between me and the students that I'm coaching.
Just imagine the side eyes you get. Go ahead though.
I know teachers that have been teaching for quite a while, right? Or in that space dealing with children. And again, to your point, you only 3-4 years removed from the right age, right? So as a teacher, if I'm 25 and I'm dealing with 17, 18-year-olds, their senior year, obviously, right? Or even, just dealing with the whole class.
A teacher is fine. Right. I'm talking about sports, though.
But I'm saying, sometimes, these teachers
they build relationships.
Coach other.
Okay,
right.
cool.
Fair.
What happens when that student hits you up after they've graduated and, hey, where you at this weekend? I'm grown now. I used to have a crush on you.
That should be no problem if they're grown. If they're grown, age-wise.
Yeah, for sure.
Age-wise.
So for me, and the people that I've coached with, we've talked about this because we've had people, check for us years later. It's a no.
It's still a no.
Yeah, for me.
Not for me.
Okay. And so having been in your life since you were 8 years old, right? And from when you had an accident in the pool, and I've been a part, I've seen you as a child. I see you as
you always see them as a child.
Yeah, not as a child, but as someone that I've nurtured and nourished. I don't see you romantically. I don't see that. Now, if you're a 23-year-old person that I just met and you swam, but being a part of your life for 10 years as you were a child.
I'm going to say this, some of these teachers, coaches, former coaches, I would venture to say that they've knocked some of these now
I wouldn't doubt that.
down.
Yeah,
that's
I think consensual. Bro. Yeah, consensual. Of age, cool for me. Like
weird.
Have relationships with parents.
It shouldn't be looking as creepy.
It depends, it's a personal
like choice. She was saying, it depends upon the relationship that you establish with this student or I shouldn't say prospect. That's so fucking dumb.
So who's the creep?
Or student athlete when you were in their lives. Now, if you were just like child boy, assistant coach, and or you taught them for like a year or two, and they're sitting, then like down the line, now you're 30 and they're 21. They're like, hey man, I can see that. So and so I always want to try that motherfucker, that dick out.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? They say shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Or for the guys, the girls, hey man, I want to take you out.
21-year-olds.
Y'all not really ready to have these conversations.
No, y'all know here it is. These motherfuckers ain't sugarcoating shit no more. They just coming out and saying that shit, man. It's all right. We got to stop looking. We got to stop making situations creepy when they're not.
Yeah, for me, it's if I actually taught you how to swim and you were 8 years old, that's not.
But now he want to swim in that box. It's different.
Ew. Oh my God, no.
These little boys grow up.
All right, let's
grow up.
Let's just move on. It's not a big deal.
You asked the question.
I just wanted to know where the teacher and the student lie. You know what I mean? What were you?
What about you? You dealing with a former student? Okay, fair.
I'm on record saying that's just like for me, watching my daughter's friends grow up. Right? No, it's just no.
Yeah, but young. That's not to say I wouldn't not date somebody younger. I don't want people that I have been a part of their process of maturing or growing or learning. I don't see those people as romantic interests.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Let me throw this out here because I thought this was strange. But before I give my opinion on it. So King Von, rest in peace to King Von. So look, King Von was on camera, video release.
Gay gestures, gay motions.
The motherfucker said,
what is it?
Make a homosexual.
The motherfucker told the CEO, look, I need to be moved out of Gym Pop because they don't agree with my lifestyle. And the officer's like, okay, I understand that. And
the officer, so what do you say? Are you saying they don't want you to because you're gay? He was like, yes.
Yes. Right? So then he sees someone as they're talking and he's saying goodbye, whatever. And the dude say something to him and he like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you too. I fuck you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he said all that.
Sorry, I open mouth chuckle.
He said all that.
So I guess my question is,
the more videos are, that's what we'll though.
He was known as a shooter, right? He's known as a shooter, 10 plus bodies, right?
Allegedly.
Rest in peace to
that's the shit that you got, bro. That's what you need to clear. That line, that last line, allegedly.
Allegedly 10 plus bodies, right?
Okay.
He's from the jungle. Like he gets it in. He's about that life. He tweets crazy. You know what I mean? Like he's really into the life. Okay. He beat a murder and 2 attempts, right? The hood loves him.
I needed these attorneys for my divorce.
O-Block loves him. This is what he does.
He shared his bag with O-Block, bro.
Yes. And if you really want to know his story, you can just check his tweets. Okay.
Go Google him. You got a documentary out.
There are plenty of docs on YouTube. You go down that rabbit hole. What I'm saying is, in jail, is it okay to act gay to stay away from fucking conflict?
Is it okay to be smart enough to play chess and checkers to remove yourself from an unsafe surrounding? Yes, it is, and they've been doing it for years. You know, people will fall out and fake seizures and strokes to get moved and go places. So now when you are a known hitter, allegedly, stepper, allegedly, and you in gym pop with people you know want to fuck you up, stab you, beat your ass, you do what it takes to get yourself to a safe space. Now, people may say, well, if he can't fight in jail, you know, you got to have a gun or a stick to do this and do that. Looking like, bro, you the same motherfucker that need to stay in the house and not move around because that's goofy. You believe in brawn and I believe in brains. And I'm a big guy. Fighting is always my last resort unless I really just don't like you. Then I'll fight you first and talk to somebody else about you later. You know what I'm saying? But the way you move in jail is the way you move in jail, bro.
I'm not mad at him.
There are several videos of this motherfucker coming out of here, bro. Go ahead. No, go.
Nah, I'm not mad at him. Look, 5'10" with Tim's on. Sometime I may be 5'7".
With heel lifts.
All right? Heel lifts. At the end of the day, if it's too much smoke in this motherfucker,
yeah, open the window, clear it out.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm out of this.
The worst gay boy ever right now.
But I'm just saying, I'm out of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, smart,
no,
man.
I understand.
I'm out of this. You know
I think everybody does what they need to do. And there's no way to even validate if anything is true or not.
Yeah.
You know, like people say what needs to be said to get what they need to get done.
All right, pimping, come on. Let's spit that pimping.
Yeah, so.
But I think it's interesting. Why?
And you said, but is it okay?
Is it okay?
Like,
it's okay.
What
for
have
a man with street cred and so, allegedly done all these things.
So stepping back from kind of changing your sexual preferences, do you all have any examples of doing what you needed to do to get out of a jam?
Every day I wake up.
No, I mean, like, this is not who you are.
You say jam, you mean like what?
Like,
dangerous situation?
Yeah, like you're in a situation and you have to change some aspect of who you are to make people to like get out of a jam.
You have to do something you wouldn't usually do.
I've been pulled over and I had to code switch immediately.
Yes. Okay, so I would count that. How about you?
Being in a spot where I know everybody there, of 10 people, 5 had a gun. And they were not fans of me at all. But this time at moment, I played nice with the right person at the door who had pull, and they had to stand down. And I didn't like that motherfucker either, though. But we had a mutual respect.
But you had to like take that.
Usually, if me and somebody don't like each other, Joe, I'm going at your neck, bro. But that was smart now. I had my shit. I ain't gonna say what period of life this was for me, but I had my shit too. But so when you outman and outgun, outpower, bro, you know, you gotta play. And I'm not. It don't make you a pussy or a coward to make the right move, to save your life, to live, to fight another fucking day.
I completely agree.
I think my biggest issue with this video, and it's not just this video, it's the fact that more videos are coming out of county jail. Like, and these cameras that these videos are coming off of, the body cams are assigned to people. County said they don't know who's doing it. Stop playing.
Fuck out of here.
Stop playing, you know what I'm saying? But my real problem is, when I see these videos, I see a slick marketing technique to a generation that don't care.
There you go.
They don't think jail is all that bad. Now you're making it sexy and appealing because now you can say, hey, I can go in here and play the game and get taken care of. Oh, now I can get in here. Because one video got Von beating up, I can say his name because it's on video, fam, it's not me. King Von beating up his ops. You know what I'm saying? So now you get free reign if you got your boys to fuck somebody else up. Now you got another video came out where another Chicago rapper in there and his boyfriend sitting on his lap, but outside he's straight, you know what I'm saying? So
I'm confused.
Who's leaking? 1 second, please. I got you. It's really quickly. My problem is this, though. It's all kind of tactics going on here, shaming and shit. Like, if I'm saying if I'm saying I'm gay and you leaking this, to me, you attacking my sexuality. To me, you exposing little King J sexuality. This is not okay, man. And you are really witnessing the best form of population control that's ever been created. Put motherfuckers in jail.
So I'm confused about the timeline of these videos. These are not current day.
Right. And Buddy in the ground.
These are videos from what year?
When they were locked up.
What, so
a couple years ago.
So pre-COVID?
No clue, man. No clue.
No, but so the reason why I think that's important is like, these are not videos from 2023. And these are specific files from specific people. Like, it isn't just like random, like for me, like this is brand new. Like, so I'm kind of confused just about the context. So it isn't Cook County footage being leaked. That's just random files. These are specific files of specific people during specific
young
times.
Black men.
And so if I put it all together, it is to show a person in
a certain light.
In a certain light.
From a certain lifestyle.
So now it makes sense what you're saying about exposing, or what we call outing. Right. Like nobody gave you permission to tell people who it is that I prefer or when I prefer. So now you're using these videos from Cook County Jail to out somebody's lifestyle, which is dangerous in and of itself.
Facts.
We know the dangers of outing, especially in our community, because we are, like, Black community is mad homophobic and transphobic. You know, like,
we can argue another day.
Let me also say this. Let me add this. We're also talking about the business of music. These are artists.
Right.
So if the sales have kind of peaked and are now flatlining, hey, guess what? Let me throw some shit out here for King Von. Let me get them shits up.
You think it's some networking shit, huh?
Absolutely.
It's a possibility. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Everything's a possibility.
It's an interesting
it's a possibility.
speculation.
When you're dealing with music,
drama.
nothing's off limits.
It ain't.
Nothing's off limits. And it's a dirty motherfucking game. It's a dirty business.
And it is Chicago, and we do call it Crook County. So nothing like it's so many different ways that you can take this, and there's no, oh my God. That wasn't a pause. I appreciate it. And why your jaw go in like that? Your bottom jaw sucks in.
Wait a minute.
Hey, look. The real thing is
when she get a pause, she attack your ass, though, bro.
Because she know that.
You about to put some little weird voiceover over it. I don't like it.
Hey, look. Shout out to everybody in Cook County, man. Y'all enjoy yourself. Keep leaking them videos, man. You niggas stop going to jail.
Yeah,
stop going to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Now y'all agree with me, huh? Fuck them people in there.
At the end of the day, let's
do something to get that stay there.
Let's get into this real shit, man. The entire world, not even say the world, the U.S. has been going crazy over a young lady by the name of Carlee Russell. Is that correct?
Did you shake when you said that?
Russell.
Stop. Just stop.
Okay. We're talking about a young lady who called the police, pulled over, had snacks, disappeared for the first 48, came back, and now it's all good. Okay?
Snacks.
Everything has been documented about what she Googled, her searches.
Crazy.
I feel like this is the worst attempt of a woman wanting attention. And in our social media world that we live in, you want so bad to have your name in the lights, mentions, this, that, and the third. You're a grown woman with a career. Please tell me why you can't go somewhere for 48 hours and not do all of this. What were you doing? No one knows. What the fuck were you doing? And in a man's mind, you dipped off to go fuck, bring a nigga some snacks. You know what I mean? Clearly he ain't got shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This whole thing is weird.
That's the most honest thing. Well, not honest, but I don't know. You know, like, it's a lot that's not known, and no one knows why she did what she did or who she did
Can
it for.
I ask you a question as a woman? Okay.
Okay.
How far is a woman willing to go to create a story and or a lie?
What, like,
is this par for the course?
Yes. Like, this right here. So again, we've seen, and I've seen women lie about, or women stage a crisis multiple times, whether it is I'm pregnant and I'm not, right? I'm sick and I'm not.
That's different.
I'm suicidal and I'm not.
That's different.
My stage a crisis. Stage a crisis. I've seen women stage a crisis for revenge, for attention,
different.
For, okay, you want to keep, no, just go.
Nope.
Just go.
No, I want to hear this.
I get, like, what's different? Please,
different.
Let's talk.
Nope.
You've seen women go to certain lengths, if you will. Is that what you're saying?
I've seen women lie to get attention for lots of different reasons. I've seen it happen, whether it's virtual and you text it, if they get people to be in on it and help corroborate and create a crisis so that you can get what you want from a particular person. But there are also people who are male who've done that. And I've been a victim of a staged crisis. So yeah, people lie to get attention, but I do not know why she did this. I can't speculate on it.
All right, so can I get you to just call her the dumbest bitch alive?
No, I wouldn't call her a bitch and I wouldn't call her dumb.
Wow.
I wouldn't call her. I wouldn't do that because again, I have people that I know do this every single day for lots of different reasons. And I think what's wild is that in society, we've seen this play out at least 4 times this year, that people have staged a crisis to get attention or resources. And what's curious to me is how it is that, like, what is so special about this staged crisis that is getting everyone so riled up that's different from the other people?
What are the other ones?
So the woman that said that the Hispanic couple was trying to kidnap her child, she was an influencer. She was a white woman, and she posted on her social media that a couple at a grocery store tried to kidnap her kids, and I think she filed a police report, and it turned into a big thing, and she is now serving jail time, I believe, like maybe 90 days for her lying, saying that this event happened for clicks, likes, whatever, right? There's also a news story. There was a man that has been missing for 2 years. And he's actually been at home with his mom. And the mother was like, oh, like he's missing. Billboards and everything. And people in the community were like, no, he's at home. He's at home right now. But she's still. So this is what I'm saying. We have these stories are common, right? The woman who pretended that she had like some fatal cancer, and to get money from people that, she's dying. And
I'm hearing is you motherfuckers, and I don't want to fucking put you a part of the group of crazy ass women.
No, you can put me in there because I've definitely in the past
fucking crazy.
But so again, men have done it too. Dead ass. I got a phone.
Why are you worried about that though?
Worried about what?
I hate
this
when
is the
people do that
conversation.
shit. People do that shit. We talk about a specific thing, and you want to group me everything to cape and cap for the situation going on at hand.
You call it cape and cap. He asked me a question. So you want to go ahead, go talk about what you want to talk about and have your comment because the moderator asked me and I shared. So go ahead and share what you got and don't put it on me.
We've already been talking. You didn't jumped in 3 times with me already. So what are you talking about?
I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing too.
That's cool. Well, continue your comment.
Was different. I don't need your permission to do that dumb shit.
Yes, it is because I'm different and I'm going to continue to.
A mother like my pregnancy ain't got shit to do with FBI getting in to help and look for somebody.
Okay, and again, I made a comment.
It ain't got shit to do with none of that shit.
I answered a comment.
Cool.
I answered his question, and it is what it is. I don't have to stay on the vein that you do. I'm not you. So please continue with your line instead of critiquing mine and talk to the audience. Please tell them your opinion on you.
Cape and cap for all
continue.
Can we save these hoes if you want to?
Continue. Make your point, not about me,
I don't need your permission to say what I'm going to say, though. That's the funny part about it. I don't need your permission.
Please.
It's cool.
No, you don't need it, but I'm giving it to you.
No,
if you see audience, this is what happens.
I'm not selling my time.
This is why he's so obsessed with me. He's so obsessed with me. He can't even get his comment out about him because it's all about, this is the Mila show. I matter the most.
Right. So anyway.
Yeah, I want to hear your take on
No, man, I had to sit back and watch everybody have an opinion, which I didn't have a problem with that because when things become public in a public space, you have an opinion about that shit, you know what I'm saying? But I saw way too much. How about this? How old is too old to have a whooping, to get a whooping? Shorty need a whooping, bro. She need a whooping for that because this is something you don't do to your family. You don't put your family, who you allegedly love and care about, through this kind of trauma or traumatic experience, you know what I'm saying? And you already went through the details of what was going on, what happened. The police got the details of what was going on, man. But I think this is why the black community reacted differently. Because we are tired of having our emotions galvanized behind traumatic events on us as a community, whether it be missing people, people making up stories, police shootings, rulings and outcome. We hope for things to go the right way, and they don't, so we let down again. Our patience is wearing thin. Now, people were like, yeah, it's okay if you want to hope that she's okay when she comes back. Me, I didn't give a fuck about her being okay because you know what? She was never in danger. She's the only person that has lost and found herself, lost and found her fucking self. That shit really just blew me. I'm looking like, you got, in that space where you got men and women fighting, you got straights and gays fighting, you got old and young fighting, you choose to do this, and true, it's your business. Do what you're gonna do. It's your business, man. But as much as we fight amongst the black community, we do pull together for certain shit. And these are things with real issues going on when it comes to human trafficking and black girls being snatched up. Bro, this is something that people really took to heart, and to see like people like Tamika Mallory brought race into it. And I agree with her to an extent. She said, well, when the Titan went down, when they were looking for the people that were in that boat, they had all kind of resources. I was like, excuse me. They had multiple counties and municipalities and police and FBI looking for this girl. What else do you want them to do? You know what I'm saying? It was very, sometimes race doesn't need to be dropped in where it don't belong there. Like, man,
you said race needs to be dropped?
It doesn't need to be dropped in where it just don't fit. Like, man, yeah, are we under, do we get the same treatment everybody else get? No, but you had white, black, brown, old, young, K9, federal, local, looking for this young lady. And she was just playing the game.
So let me ask you this, right? As a police officer, you as a woman.
Am I actually allowed to respond without interruption?
How them two relate, though? How do police and women relate?
I'm about to tell you, right? As an officer, I would like to know where you think this motherfucker was at for 48 hours. As a woman, I would like to know where you think this motherfucker was at for 48 hours, where you have all of these different people looking for her and no one was able to find her for 48 fucking hours. She clearly read Osama bin Laden book because this bitch was unable to be found for 48 hours. Where were you at? And what the fuck was you doing? How did you stay out the way for 48 hours? Please, someone tell me. Was she abducted?
I do not know.
What word was that?
I don't know.
Abducted?
No, she wasn't. She just ran off, bro.
I don't know.
You would have got some dick.
How far could you go? How far can you go?
A long way. You know what?
Without a car.
I looked at her picture, bro. All the pictures they kept putting up of her, she looked different in each and every one of them. Every one of them. And I made a post about it, like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? But the mom was like, hey, she ain't got her wig, so she may look different. So she could have checked it anywhere and not been recognized. You know what I'm saying? Sunglasses go a long way, especially when nobody really give a fuck about you or don't know you. You can go. Somebody, I saw a meme of her, instead of her transforming to Jussie Smollett, she transformed to the Red Roof Inn. I say, bro, what are y'all doing here? She could have been anywhere. No clue. As a police officer, we don't know, man. We just look at the facts when we are actually trying to solve a crime or fix something, bro. It really don't matter. But until she can talk to the law enforcement in that area, we'll never know. I don't think she's coming clean. And also, bro, I think the dad is so sick of that shit going on because the mom doing all the talking, and we don't know. I'm no fucking therapist. I don't read body language, none of this shit though. But listen to what the mom was saying. I'm looking like this shit just ain't. It don't make sense. The dad ain't really saying nothing to say. I think he just wanted to be over. I think they're happy their daughter's okay. I still don't give a fuck about. And there we go.
So for me, it's like you have the facts that are there, and then the absence of what's not there. So somebody was like, well, you don't see nobody, in these spaces. And I was like, well, you can take that either way. Like what you don't see, you also don't see and you can't see. So you can argue, well, all right, is it likely this? Is it likely that? There's so many different ways that this can go that really she's the only person besides whoever she's with or was with, if she was with someone. Because I mean, when you commit a caper, like when you run a caper, you don't talk to nobody.
So she was fully committed to.
I don't know.
The plan,
I can't. This person has said that she was abducted. This is what she has said, and I think that's the dangerous part. That we're in this era of everyone being held accountable for underperforming for women, especially Black women. Right. So it's this slippery slope of you want to on some level, she is a victim until you can prove that she is not.
They proved it already.
Right. And so with certain facts, and then she's still saying. And so if they can't poke holes and tell her you were not harmed or someone did not take you, and she's arguing that someone did, how do you disprove that no one took you if you don't have the evidence that no one took her? And I think that's where we are with this case. And there are so many other instances in which people have experienced, all right, so you telling me this happened, but I'm looking at the information that I got, and that's not what I think happened. So I think we all have a personal relationship with people running game. And you also kind of like, I don't know, this is what the information is, but you saying this, I kind of don't trust it, but how can I disprove it?
Things fall apart quickly sometimes. When they had the video of the highway and her talking about, I see a baby, and I'm following the baby along the highway, and she drove a long way at a pace that no toddler walks. No toddler walks. That was a problem. When they had no reports of a missing baby, no one called about a missing baby. Travelers along that way, which is a busy route, said no one else saw a baby.
Yep.
That foundation of that story fell apart right there to me. Now, you still wait to see what happens, what goes on, but sometimes in our community, the best support we offer to our people is silence, because we know what bullshit looks like, what it sounds like, what it smells like. And we offer silence. And people start attacking other people for not speaking up and saying, why aren't you guys loud about this missing girl? Because it don't sound right to us. It don't sound right to some of us. And for those that really were on the bandwagon of, okay, let's bring her home. I don't care what it don't sound like. So good for y'all. Y'all can be duped. Y'all stupid. Y'all can be scammed. You know what I'm saying? And it really just goes that way.
I think it's trash if nothing actually happened to her. And
did you hear the story though?
Huh?
You heard how she said it happened?
Yeah.
She said that when she got out to get the baby, that someone appeared from the bushes allegedly to check on the baby with orange hair.
Forced her over spot.
With a bald spot in the back, orange hair. I start thinking about all the Disney villains that exist on Earth, and made her go over the gate. No weapon was implied. Now, I know you're a fighter. All the women I know in my life, they fight. They will fight if there's a weapon involved. Forced her over the gate, forced her into a car, drove off, forced into a back of a rig. She got away, came back.
What car is on the side of nothing but...
It was big ass trees there. I'm looking at that. I'm looking like, damn, that's different. You know what I'm saying?
But again...
Okay, as accountability goes, if it's proven, since you're here, if it's proven that she's not telling the truth, should there be a penalty? Since accountability is such a big word in 2023, and accountability should be a thing.
I think filing false police reports and whatever the law is set at is fair. I think, again, this is what happens when you misrepresent, mischaracterize, create a crisis that doesn't exist. And for me personally, I'm like, we do have to reflect on how lying to get a result causes harm. Whether it is, the women who call and say, oh, he hit me to get somebody arrested. You're on camera being shown that you're lying. The man that was called on the cops by the white woman in New York saying that he was terrorizing her because he told her to, you can't have your dog in this conservation area. So I do think a little bit bigger and broader. I feel like everybody needs to reflect on your lies can cause harm and cause problems. And motherfuckers just need to stop lying because you can really cause some harm.
I do love this though. With phones and cameras and everybody being nosy as fucking 2023, that the bad behavior of men has been on display forever. We never talk about equality when it comes down to, the bad behavior of both genders being on full display. This year's been a hell of a year for women catching L's and the behavior and the lack of accountability. You can go back to the Jonathan Majors incident. Now he filed a lawsuit. Now his video is all about what Shorty wasn't, what happened, what didn't go on. Amber Heard, fucking JT from the City Girls at the BET shit, you know what I'm saying? The twerk fest disaster that was the Third Death Essence Fest. And, that kind of bothered me too because, and I love seeing us get together, whether it's men, women, or both. I prefer both get together because we can't win without each other, goddamn. We got to stop this fucking battle, this dick and coochie battle. We got to stop that shit, man. But the Third Death Essence Fest, I'm looking at comments online. I'm looking at videos. they really, I love Megan Thee Stallion. She did a thing, but you can tell that that's not what people go to Essence Fest for the twerking and, you know,
a little bit of class.
And the modern behavior. It's a little classy festival that women go to. Anybody can go to, but you know, a lot of women flock to it because it's a safer space. It's classy. You can enjoy the NOLA experience and be good with that shit though, man.
I heard Jill Scott went in.
She should have. Yeah. And obviously, you know, this Carlee Russell, ma'am, you 25, you can get it together. You can come back from this, but you have to really learn that this is not okay. Fucking, we'll talk about her, I guess, in a second, but the trucker lady overseas, you know what I'm saying? You got a very, you have a big influence on social media. You got a trucking company. You was on TV for your trucking company, for TikTok, you know. You got everything going on. It's like, at some point, I need my little girls, my young ladies, and my women to see, hey, man, the world's catching up to y'all now. Change that shit y'all doing, or this is gonna happen more and more and more. And we understand that y'all not as protected as y'all should be, you know. But some of us do protect you guys. But it seems sometimes now that if you guys aren't willing to protect yourselves, what the fuck you want us to do in these situations? You know what I'm saying? We can't shield y'all from everybody's commentary or how society views y'all, or y'all putting yourself in these situations to be at somebody else's behest. When it comes to punishment and shit like that, bro, we can't do nothing about that.
Well, to your point, right? So her name is Tierra Allen. She's a truck driver. She was overseas in Dubai vacationing, and something happened, and she got loud and yelled raised her voice at the worker, right?
She broke a law. Right? You have to know.
I thought it was a petty law too.
It's super petty. Super petty law. You got to know the turf that you on when you're standing over there, right?
And they love Dubai.
And at the end of the day, don't nobody care that you got a business over here. Don't nobody care that you're an influencer.
Yeah, like, you're in a totally different country.
And my thing is, it's just like for me, if I'm going in the neighborhood where I don't know too many people,
to win in Rome,
I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
Act like hoes,
right? You can't take who you are and who I am in Chicago to Dubai. Or,
it's a totally different version of you. You're a law-abiding version.
You can't even display homosexual behavior in public in Dubai.
You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, the law says women cannot raise their voices to a man. I don't give a fuck who you are.
What woman, what level, what, like, you could be, it is what it is.
And that's kind of crazy, right? But I kind of love it too.
Welcome.
Like,
I hit you. Yo, you know what? So I'll say this. One, I do believe that more often women are being shown in a more equitable light, in that we have bad habits and patterns. We do protect them. We kind of are indoctrinated to be a certain kind of way. There is toxic femininity. Women are being held accountable. We are starting to see this kind of like, all right, that's not okay. So I do appreciate having the opportunity to grow a little bit, because it isn't healthy to let women get away with hurtful, harmful, and also illegal habits. I don't think that it helps us as a community. I don't think it helps relationships. I don't think it helps us be better mothers or parents or partners or entrepreneurs. And it's also unfortunate, the reality of being a woman in the world, whether it is how laws are created, that there is a lack of equality. But you cannot take your American self to some of these countries and think that your presence is going to create some sort of change because of your your citizenship. Like, that's not going to happen.
But they've shown us this though, right? When we talk about the WNBA player, right? When we talk about other reporters who have been held, black or white, in these different countries, based on their rules, right?
Yeah, so when people come here, like, let's not act like people don't come here and break law, like you going back, like it's.
But they're letting us know, like, okay, America, I'm not with what y'all on over here. Over here, it's a different time.
And it's not just America. It is, hey, people that are not citizens of this country, when you come to visit, these are these, or don't come.
Here you go.
So there are certain countries, they're like, I'm not going. First of all, I'm not going to help support your economy if your laws for women, children, girls, the environment, like, no, I'm not helping you make money. So I do have like a standard for where it is that I will travel because of your politics. Right. And I do think, because Black women are upwardly mobile, we have to be very clear on where we invest our travel dollars. No, I'm not going to a state that creates laws that are pro-discrimination.
Right. Don't benefit a woman at all.
I'm also not going to start a business there either. Right? Like, I literally am that clear on my money and capital.
It might be a bag there though.
Well, so in places like, so I'm on the fence with Florida, right? Like people are like so anti-Florida, and I have my own kind of issue with media and how things are communicated. But Florida is one of their top 2 for the most Black immigrants in the nation. So for me,
Black immigrants, what do you mean?
Like of African descent, right? So no, I don't want to say fuck Florida. I can't.
So we're talking Ghanaians, Haitians.
Yeah, if I love Black people, I have to be pro Florida. Because of who's there.
I like Florida's laws, though.
Not because of the politics of it, but because my people are there. And so I think from a space of, I want to be purposeful to support my community, but I'm not gonna jump and just
putting myself in danger.
Turn my back.
Or fucking know the fucking rules and regulations.
Yeah. Know why you're going, know what you're there for, and follow the laws. And the Brittany Griner situation, like people got all over Russia. I was like, do you know how many countries in Africa, if she landed in Africa, she would have been in the same position?
Yeah.
Ain't talking about that.
We talked about that on
We did.
No. Like when I had the cannabis podcast, we got a little bit of flack for letting the conversation breathe a little bit, right? Everybody wanted to focus on Russia. But I was like, if you all are not clear that these cannabis laws are not standard across the board, let me help y'all understand what happens on the continent. We love Africa so much, but many people don't know a lot about it. So then I was like, what are the top 10 countries that people go to? And can you consume or bring or have on your person cannabis? And it was a hell no. And when you looked at the laws and penalties, it was literally mirror image to Russia. It was mirror image to Russia. So what you mad at? You mad at Russia, or are you mad at the state of cannabis politics?
Accountability.
But you have to be educated on what it is that's going on in the global world. And you know what? This is how you respect your co-host and let them speak. Thank you.
I've been talking on the mic the whole time. You ain't said nothing.
Hey, look.
Wait a minute. I've been talking on the mic under my breath. The same octave. The same octave I was.
This is what's so lame about sitting in the middle.
Though.
This is what you do, dude.
This is what
you are the cutoff king. It is so No, are you kidding me? You literally talk for 5 or 10 minutes. We talk about like letting you rant. This is what people let you just
we talk about. Y'all talk about that personally.
Like let you rant.
How about this
and
though?
You go on for at least 90 to 120 seconds. This is not true.
Time, but it wasn't a problem.
This is not true. No, it's always a problem, cousin, because you are so rude. You are so rude. No, I'm matching your energy. No, when I was a guest, this is not how you acted. Now I'm home, and this is how you treat your house guests. No, learn how to share the space. Don't be so condescending, and have a good conversation for the audience.
You done?
No, I'm not.
I'll keep going there.
I will, and I'll be back next Saturday for more. $ Mila Love Mars.
Hey, look. I want to get into white peopling. And I think this is important.
Oh my God.
I think this is important. No, I love white people. Let me be clear. I do. And
what?
I do, right? Because this here is important, right? Because every time we get into these race debates and if this person was black, it wouldn't have happened, or because this person is white,
was this going into Aldean? Was this the segue into Aldean?
But no, check this out, right?
You practiced that.
No, I'm just nice with it. I just got to let the people hear this.
Country sing.
No, not that. Hold on, people, listeners, hold on.
What song is that? Is that on your playlist?
And that's the problem.
Hold on one second.
The reason we are sensitive to racism is for one issue and one issue only, and that is how black Americans were treated in this country. It is because of the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow. Those do not compare Irish, the new groups, they always get a little bad treatment. Do not compare that to how blacks are treated in this country. You don't get to piggyback on the black experience in America. You do not get to do that just because you are a woman, an immigrant, gay, Hispanic. No, the rest of you can go F yourselves. No, this is for black Americans. We seem to have forgotten them. It's not a rainbow coalition.
Various groups, feminist, gay rights groups, and those who are defending immigrants have commandeered the black civil rights experience.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
There is the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow laws. We don't owe the homeless. We don't owe feminists. We don't owe women who are desirous of having abortion. That's what civil rights has become for much of the left. What have we done to the immigrants? We owe black people something. We have a legacy of slavery. Immigrants haven't even been in this country.
Now, love her.
Who is that?
Some white girl. That's all I can tell you. I forgot her name, right? But what I'm saying is this, right? At the end of the day, she's probably still not invited to the barbecue. But
not invited.
I love the way that she thinks, the way that she speaks, right? Because a lot of times we talk about the different communities, Latino, LGBTQ, and everything else that falls under the umbrella, right? But before all of that, it's the Black community, right? And we are continuously skipped over all the time. And everything else takes precedence over the Black community. And it's like, okay, they can wait. Let's deal with this. They can wait. Let's deal with this. They can wait. Let's deal with this. I like what she said. It's super important. It's actual facts. And I believe if white people are actually being honest about the history of this country dealing with the Blacks, she's speaking nothing but facts. And then coupled with that, then we have what's Brokeback Mountain name? What's his name?
Brokeback Mountain Man.
Yeah, Brokeback Mountain Man. Okay. He makes a song that came out in May of 2023. And now his song is going viral, right?
Of course it is.
We're talking small town. I can quote some of the fucking... Aldean. What's his name?
Jason Aldean.
Jason Aldean, you're a fuckbag. All right? Let me be clear. You're a fuckbag, you're a douchebag, and you're from that town. You're from, what do you call them? Sundown towns, right? You really, truly believe this. There's a reason why they won't let a lot of black people into country music, right? Country music is birthed off of sundown towns, right? Now, I'm not saying that all country artists feel this way, but what I'm saying is he's igniting an entire movement similar to what y'all President Trump did. Ignited motherfuckers to storm the fucking Capitol, right? So what I saw when Trump ran for office is that there's still way more people that are still prejudiced and don't have a problem saying it, walking it, and talking it. And when you can make a #1 hit based off of your lyrics and you're talking about try that here, it won't happen. What you're saying is, all right, my nigga, we gonna lynch you if you come to our town. We don't give a fuck what you do in the city, but you come to these small towns, it's going down. And you won't be able to get up out of here. And based on everything that we've seen in the last 3-5 years, this is what happens to blacks in these small towns. And they can be more powerful than we are in the city. And it's fucking disgusting that the industry will promote this song.
I think that was Lauren Ingram.
Lauren Ingram.
Lauren Ingram was talking, I think it was. You have people like her, Kellyanne Conway, Ann Coulter, Tommy Lauren, people like that. I think that was
shout out to her. Shout out to her. Shout out to Sheryl Crow for responding to Jason's bullshit. And he
tried to defend himself too.
Yeah, he tried to defend himself and say, well, no, it's not like that. I didn't mean that.
The song, you want to go first?
No.
The song didn't ring a bell that much for me.
Until the
video
and
yes. It was different, Laura did a great job of speaking, but I look at what's her motive for saying that. Bitch, you ain't been on our side in a long time. Can I call her bitch?
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I was talking to Mila. You know what I'm saying? She's doing something else though. So, but anyway, I don't give a fuck about that. And then Aldean and his song, you were on stage when that shit happened in Vegas and everybody got shot, hurt, killed, all this goofy shit, man. So you should really feel aware about violence because you got to witness that shit up close and personal. Country music has always had a thing where it separated itself from other genres of music. Maybe the closest thing you can attach to the concept of country is rock and the certain kinds of rock. Maybe the death metal. They speak along the same things. Country music is laced with domestic violence, drugs, alcohol, loneliness, all kind of depression and shit, you know what I'm saying? So for him to drop a song like this, he knew what he was getting. He tried to defend himself by putting it in the timeline. No, bro, no matter when you made it, fucked up is fucked up whenever it comes out.
I want to just give a lyric real quick from the song before you go.
Okay, I'll go back. I'll start.
Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that shit may not fly in the city. Good luck. Try that in a small town. Who the fuck is they? The city slickers? You know what I mean? Like, it's the entire song is riddled with racist overtones.
Definitely spicy. It's definitely spicy.
Yeah. What you think?
So, one, I want to start off with being a Black woman on land that is not mine. I do acknowledge that before us, the atrocities that were done to indigenous and native people on this land is something that I think African Americans and descendants of slavery need to acknowledge, that we share that tension, that it still exists today for us and them. And so it's not a fight for what community has been wronged the most by the American government, because all of us have been harmed by the politics and policies in different ways. And I think as a Black woman who has a good relationship, one, with this land, especially knowing that Chicago is also native land, I just want to acknowledge that. Like, I don't want to dismiss or erase the tensions that indigenous people and native people on this land have to this day. It's very different from the Black experience. And I think it's important to make those connections. The next thing is kind of understanding and reading and interpreting. All of this sucks. Like, I feel like I've had these moments where I wanted to play the race card, for example, but it was my word against theirs. Like, they can argue I'm not racist, and I can argue, to me, it feels like it. And so this feels very much like one of those situations where the person on one side is saying, this is my intention, this is what it means, and that's their perspective. But from the outside, I have a very different perspective, and it makes me feel a very different way. So my question is, can we prove racism? That's the question. Can we prove it?
Good question. So I would answer or respond to you with brother Krim's
singer Jason Aldean
response.
Has just released a new song called Try That in a Small Town that has gone viral because essentially the lyrics make it sound like it's an anthem for lynch mobs. He makes references to things that were done during a very small amount of Black Lives Matter protests, and essentially says that if you try that where I'm from, in this small town, you might not make it out alive. And the B-roll of the video includes footage of violent acts being done by mostly Black folks. And much of the music video was filmed in front of a courthouse in Columbia, Tennessee, where a Black man was lynched in 1927. And this courthouse also served as a backdrop for the Columbia race riot in the 1940s. And since majority white towns throughout American history were created by using violence against Black folks and other non-white people for the purpose of creating all-white sundown towns, I thought I would recreate this music video to show authentic images that pertain to what Jason Aldean is talking about with small towns, or what happens in small towns. I hope you enjoy.
Now, I'm not giving that video or that song no shine, but again, imagery is everything.
I agree. Right? So I also was looking at the response, right? One, it was interesting, the support from Black veterans, which also you kind of can't prove or disprove that the person saying who they are the identity, right? Does that make sense? Like, I can type.
No, say it again.
I can type, I'm a Black veteran. If I go to the page and I can't see any photos, I can't prove that this person that's putting the text is a Black veteran. So I fully acknowledge that people can say that there's a certain identity to, like, make anything true. But it was a significant amount of people under the video that was saying, like, I'm an African American and I'm from a small town and I get it. So it was interesting getting those responses. Again, I cannot prove or disprove that they actually are Black or veteran, but just the post, right? And then reading the response of Aldean, and one, knowing that the artist works with a crew, right? That this is a community of people that produce content, right? That you have when you shoot a music video, a person is in charge of securing the actual location. And you've worked on sets. The person that decides the set is not the artist. The artist is the person that just shows up. Now, they might sign and say, okay,
has to approve
the artist. So, but I'm not sure how.
No, I'm telling you, I know that.
How invested he was into making sure that the imagery wasn't wasn't received with racist undertones. And so even in the comment was like, Hannah Montana has shown this background. There are multiple visuals of this courthouse that has not been pushed back on. Right, which I think is an interesting argument. If we're like, we don't want to see this courthouse or we don't want to see any of this, why didn't we come for Disney to say, hey, why are you showing this place of the lynching of a black person? Why are we letting it ride on Hannah Montana?
That's fair.
Which again was an interesting argument. So as a person from the outside, I'm looking like, what is it that we want? What is the cue for this? Because I also don't see any lifting up of black country artists. It's wild how they
don't want us there.
There are black country artists now. Like, this is what I'm saying. Who fucking cares that they don't want us? Are we supportive of our people? Are we so Aldean's music is swirling around. Are we willing to be like, all right, well, and here's a playlist of the country artists that are black that are talking about the things that are pro-black? Are we interested in neutralizing, or are we just passionate about talking about the white people and the racism that offends us? Are we also interested in promoting and producing and lifting up the narratives that are in alignment with who we are as black people?
I'm not. You know what? And I'm going to tell you why. Because every time some white people do some white people and shit, it needs to be highlighted, right? No different than when they highlight us in the wrong light every fucking day, all day, 2579, CNN, Fox, ESPN. All they do is highlight the wrong. They never fucking talk about what the fuck we actually do.
Why would they? So why don't we, is the question. So has this inspired you to look up what black country artists are there? Or have you just dove into Aldean? Has this inspired you to say, who are the people that look like me that I should know, that I should lift up? Why would they lift us up? Why isn't it our responsibility to lift ourselves up?
That's fair.
Here's the thing about that as well, too. And we all know this. Certain genres are pushed by the companies that are in power. You know, it's hard to find a company that'll push a lot of black country music artists, black alternative rock artists.
McKinley's sister was trying to get in that space.
Right.
Indie rock.
It's difficult. You know what I'm saying?
Country.
What we unknowingly did was when we heard that this was a racist song, you know what black folks did? Went right to Apple Music.
Straight.
And streamed it.
And played it. Yep.
Boom, boom, boom. I shot it way up there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It blew me. Go ahead.
Burns me.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing we were just talking about the shit with King Von. It's music. The music is dirty, bro. The music business is dirty. So guess what? He dropped this song in May. It was not charting. All right, guess what? Let me do something.
Let's piss off the black people and let's get these views, which is so infuriating. Like, even with the Florida shit, or like, on one hand, we talk about how media is biased against black people and they don't provide fair coverage, right? Because you just said that. And then in the event that they're like, you know what? We need you all in your attention.
Hold that thought. Hey, Ernest, you there?
Peace, bro. What's good?
Peace, bro.
What up, bro?
Look. You live on the pod, man. You know what I mean? The whole squad here, Mila.
Man.
What if he was on the toilet?
Who cares? That's nasty.
You know what I'm saying, man? I'm over here. I just got finished eating some sea moss.
Hey, Ernest.
What's good?
Hey, look, brother. Thank you for picking up. This is super random, but it was getting heated on set, man. And I had to call you in reference to Jason Aldean. We were just really fucking tearing that whole shit down. I love what you did. And there are three different opinions up here, and I would just love for you to give again your take on it.
Yeah, man. So just breaking it down, so Jason Aldean, he made it's a Klan anthem. You know, it's a lynch mob anthem. Basically, he serenaded this country song, talking about that stuff y'all tried in the big city. If y'all can bring it here, then you ain't gonna make it out alive, basically. Now, he didn't say all that stuff directly, but he was on some, you're gonna be running down that road. We're gonna catch you. My grandfather had a shotgun. I'm gonna use that.
I'm gonna tell you.
I'm gonna tell you. And he did all of this, mind you. He's saying all of this in front of the scene where a black man was hung, like in front of a courthouse where a black man was hung. And also, it was the backdrop of a race riot in Columbia, Tennessee. And my man, he ain't even from there. Okay, so like it ain't just a coincidence. He ain't even from Tennessee. He from Macon, Georgia. So like it's a whole bunch of all the scenes he's showing in the background are from Black Lives Matter protests. You know what I'm saying? And the vast majority of Black Lives Matter protests were not violent. So that's a direct that's a direct shot at us. That's my take on it. That's not to say that we don't have to do some internal, you know what I'm saying, reflection on our music too. We do. But what he's saying is dangerous just given the climate and his position, you know what I'm saying, to power in society.
That's tough, bro. Like when I saw it, I wasn't in tune, and then I dove all the way in. And to me, it talks about obviously, or it puts me in the mind frame of Jim Crow, which is not that long ago. And before Jim Crow, you had black codes, right? And by him being from a small town in Georgia, a lot of the unnecessary things that happen to our community and our black people happen in those sundown towns. And again, when you're talking about country music, and I said this earlier before I called you, you're talking about country music, it's a very niche market. And there's a reason why there's less than 7% of the market is owned, operated, entertained, right? Or people that are actually in that are black, right? We can't get into the country market, but white people can get into the hip hop space. You want to know why? Because they protect it. It's protected. It's theirs, right? And Mila was saying, well, okay, is it our job to big up some of the black country artists that are in that space?
So, Ernest, just to be clear, I asked Amon, so this Aldean situation, right? Like everyone is invested in it. Is it our responsibility when these situations arise? Do we continue to dive deep, or do we also redirect our energy to focus on who looks like us and lifting them up instead of continuing on the same conversation of the person that also shouldn't, if you don't agree, helping him get more money and more visibility seems to be the opposite. Right. So is it that self-reflection on our music, right? Is it our responsibility to also spread ourselves around and lift up those country artists and musicians and producers and writers, videographers, people within those sections? Is this a call to action for us to respond to the community that is there, but also doesn't meet our soundscape palette? Should we be now invested in supporting black country music artists?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think after the initial shock, I think the best way to always fight racism is to build with each other, because, like y'all are saying, that song ain't for us. We should be aware of it. But at the same time, like you all have said, we do have black country artists. So I know off the top of my head, all I know is Darius Rucker. I don't listen to it, you know what I'm saying? And I like country smooth.
Hootie and the Blowfish,
listen to it. You know what I'm saying? And I came across a brother a couple years ago, I think during 2020, matter of fact, a few years ago, who a black country singer who was making some political type stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's relevant to us, not some sellout type stuff. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But there are people out there. And we also have to remember, too, that country, like most other genres in this country, come from us, you know what I'm saying, deep in the South. So I do think that's necessary. And I think that's something that we should be doing moving forward. And, you know what I'm saying, that might be my next content piece right there that I'm going to have to tag y'all.
You welcome. You welcome. You know what I mean? That's what we collaboration.
Ladies, it's couples. And I feel like for me, this really did invite me, you know what? Thanks for reminding me that I have some work to do to diversify my soundscape and make sure there are black voices from multiple genres, from, opera to country to hip hop to indie. I cannot expect to fight this, the things that I'm uncomfortable with just by arguing against it. But I do feel like we have to leverage the opportunity and then lift up. I do expect some collaborations from the hip hop world and country after this. I'll be honest with you.
Nelly tried it, but he failed.
But Nelly didn't do it with a black. Nelly also didn't do it with a black country artist. Right? So now this is all right, what y'all finna do? We just finna keep talking about Aldean, or we gonna make a hit? shut up or produce.
I love it.
All right. Well, hey man, look,
that's cool. I think you started off your statement and you said something about black music. Now I definitely gonna push back on that because Van Lathan said something about black music as well.
Who?
Van Lathan.
Okay.
Did. I think it's unfair and it's not intelligent. And I'm not calling you unintelligent. I know you're a smart brother. I know you're a highly intellectual brother. So don't take it that way. And Van Lathan's pretty smart too. But don't sit up here and throw our music into the arena of what we do in our music as far as killing people and things like that because it's triggered by another song. That's not fair. All right. And also, I'm not finna support a product if I don't like country music. I don't give a fuck how many black country singers are in that arena. If I don't like country, I'm not going to go listen to it. Period. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not going to do that. So I hear it. Why would I push and support? Even though I big up black, I buy black, I'm a black apologist on so many levels. I don't do country like that. I know country, so I just don't do it. So I'm not going to go support. So I'm sorry to everybody that's, let's go. Like, fuck it, Lil Nas X called hell. We supported that Old Town Road shit because white folks said we can't make him a country singer. So our dumbasses, not even liking shit like that, went out and streamed his shit to support him. And now guess what? Where's Lil Nas X at now? Do you even play that song anymore? Do you support country anymore? I get what people are trying to say about bigging up us. I said about 7 times. About bigging us up and shit like that, man. But if I don't support country, I'm not gonna do it. And we gotta stop. We gotta stop saying, well, to me, it's the equivalent of this. If we say, well, white people do this, Hispanics do this, country do that, rock do that, well, black people do that, man, shut that shit the fuck up. People got to knock that shit the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Well, black people too. Black is that's we're not talking about that. Focus on the task at hand. We're talking about this, and this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look, so the only reason I said that is because I don't know where the conversation was, and I've heard people say that as a rebuttal, and I'm on the same wavelength as you with that because I don't think that's something we can even compare right now. But I just ain't know what was said. You know what I'm saying? Thanks. But I will say this too. One of the dudes I think we should be checking for. I know you don't mess with country, but I do like I like different types of music.
Me too.
This brother named Willie Jones. Willie Jones, look my man up. I looked it up.
With a name like Willie and last name Jones, he's definitely Jones. Black.
You're so stupid.
Willie Jones.
He ain't got no tape.
Spitting some.
Hey, Ernest.
He
Ernest.
actually don't.
How close is the blues to country?
Oh, it's right there.
You see what I'm saying?
Blues is just more like it's
rhythmic.
I would say, and I'm not I'm not a musician or nothing, but I would just say it's more somber. Whereas country can sometimes be upbeat as well.
Right.
Between jazz, country, blues, all of that is our swing. We have a touch upon all of it. And I think all black voices matter, no matter like what rhythm you put to it, whether you're a poet or you're a spoken word artist, if you are, a public speaker, we all have something to say. And I think for me, it was just like, all right, we let these conversations about racism get our attention, but then also what doesn't get our attention is our people. And I think that's the part that's kind of curious to me is we have these invitations to now be invested, but it's only in one direction. And so like now I'm like, all right, well, let me make sure that I understand what's happening with the people that do look like me. Because what I'm not going to do is just only talk about Aldean in this situation. I kind of want to be a little bit more educated on what is going on with my people, where they're at, opportunities, because, music, is universal.
Well, no, I hear what you're saying, but anytime white people do some white shit, I'm calling the fucking out. Every fucking time.
It should be done.
Period.
It should be done.
Period.
How do you combat Ernest, have you ever been in a situation where a white person literally is like, that's not what I meant, right? But their action was racist? One of my questions was like, can you prove
Damn.
Can you
Kobe.
right? Can you
Sorry.
Can you prove racism? Or is it how do you argue this is racist if the person is saying that's not my intention? How do you help people understand that?
It ain't even about arguing it. It's really just about the harm. Like I didn't intend to let go of my bat when I was swinging and hit you in the face, but it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like it's what happened. And so like, and you look at his track record. I don't really listen to his music, but people told me after this came out that, dude is, he definitely has made music and made statements in the past that connect to this. So it's like, that's what he does. And also too, a lot of white folks in this country they're unconsciously biased or unconsciously racist. Like it's so embedded in their culture and how they move and live and breathe. They don't even realize they perpetuate it. Then when you call it out, it's like, dang, you trying to say I'm wrong for how I'm walking down the street? That's how I've been walking. So he can say he didn't mean it that way, but I bet you whether it was him or whoever directed the video said we should film it here, he said, yeah, he agreed to it. And I'm sure they know the history of it. So I don't care if you ain't intended to be that way. It's about how the harm was inflicted. And it's a reason CMT took the video down. So, I mean, and I know there's money involved, and that's probably why they did it, but that says a lot,
Right.
Now, racism is costing money. Racism used to make money, and I mean, it still does, in America. But even the threat of being attached to being a racist or being racist is probably more. There's more liability in it, in my opinion, than ever before. And so you see people doing things like taking down videos or taking a stance, maybe not because it's the right thing and it's the best thing to protect Black people, but I do think people are protecting profits. And so on some level, are we cool with that? All right, you want to protect your bag, but what's going to change moving forward? So what's the ask?
Right. No, I'm with you. Y'all have definitely made me look at this in a different way, especially with that right there. Because I think we do have to make sure we elevate our own as well in this conversation, because, when this conversation is gone, he's still going to be one of the most popular country artists out there.
Right.
But our
with a million more streams.
Right.
Yeah. Might have a number one song on his hand too. So
all y'all Spotify playlists about to be messed up with country.
For me, it takes me back to the owner of the LA Clippers, right? Sterling, right? Oh, I can apologize and it's cool. No, it's not cool. Or they took the song down. Oh, now it's cool. No, it's not cool, right?
Right.
Because they thought it was cool to put it up. They didn't think we were smart enough to see what was going on.
Or listened enough.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. So it's like, I don't give white people the pass because that's how you move every day. I'm going to check you every time. Every time.
This sensitive era we're in now is starting to make its way around all the bases. At first, it stopped at first base when you talked about certain communities. Now it's at second and third, and it's affecting corporations now. So in a place where companies are shutting down, post-COVID layoffs, you still pay overhead for buildings that you aren't occupying. You still paying employees, for doing less work at home and trying to bring in the same profit. People are realizing that, hey, man, I don't want to step on any toes that could possibly jeopardize what I got going on here. Though, like we always say, everybody wants to look like they're on the right side of being right. You know what I'm saying? They want to seem like they're on the right team. You know what I'm saying? Because the public image and the opticals now are more important than ever.
Shareholders.
Hey, before I let you go, I want to actually read Jason Aldean's response to the backlash.
Please
right? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. Right? I'm gonna try it.
Just a sentence.
Hey, you motherfuckers don't laugh, okay?
Okay.
All right. Look. So this is his statement. He says,
everybody be very quiet.
In the past 24 hours, I've been accused of releasing a pro-lynching song and was subject to the comparison that, direct quote, was not too pleased with the nationwide BLM protests. These references are not only meritless, but dangerous. This is not a single lyric. Oh, no, I'm sorry. There is not a single lyric in this song that references race or points to it. And there isn't a single video clip that isn't real news footage. And while I can try and respect others to have their own interpretation of the song, this is going too far, right? Now, when I read that, it's typical jargon.
You definitely didn't write it.
It goes like this to
Yes.
Where
exactly.
he said there's not a single lyric that refers to lynching. And then he moves over to the visuals.
Yep.
Right.
Fast.
And so I think that's the part where it flip-flops. And so I'll say this, dear Mr. Aldean and your video production
not Mr.
people.
Fuckbag Aldean.
So that's you. So your team that has put this together, unfortunately, has failed you. This is why it's important to have a diversity of people in your camp, using Black Lives Matter, using real footage from urban communities.
From our struggle.
Without diversifying that. Now, had you shown people from your community as well as our community and making that real, the diversity in the visuals also left people feeling attacked. And so how it was ordered, the images that were used, and the race of the peoples in the images that you didn't juxtapose. You didn't show Black veterans. You didn't show Black people at picnics in small towns. You didn't show us, at war. You did not show us in small. Had you shown Black people in small towns, and this is a collective effort, it might have landed a little differently. But what you did is you showed non-white people.
Call it what it is.
Show white people in this patriotic state, and you showed images of African Americans during uprisings,
being
and
aggressive.
It created a narrative to your lyrics that can be identified as pro-lynching. And so it's unfortunate, while it's not your intention and your words might be true for that's not what you want it to be, sir, it is what it is. And I would encourage you, if you are dead ass serious that this is not that, then I challenge you to hire a Black videographer, reshoot the video. Reshoot the video. If it's really about small towns, reshoot the video. Take them to places where massacres happen. Show the areas where Juneteenth was celebrated. You want to celebrate small towns and small town America? Show the Black and small family communities and businesses and banks that make up Macon, Georgia. Show your small town and the people that you've welcomed into your home. Show a 4th of July. Like, bring us together. Bring us together. That would be, and I also challenge those who look like us that say this video is not that. You reshoot it with a reel and you show your small town, because the visuals are opposite of the intention and the words. And so if anybody is interested, I think that would be curious to me. Like, put it on the table. I want to see something different, because this right here, it missed the mark.
I like that.
I'll go throw that song in the video in the garbage. Swear to God, don't do anything. Throw that shit in the garbage. Don't fuck it. You fucked up.
Hey, when a motherfucker said this is going too far. No, motherfucker. It ain't went far enough. But hey.
Let me just add this before y'all switch. Because that was everything right there. I don't really have too much to add except this bait and switch tactic that racists will do. They are I don't want to say they're under the assumption, but they believe that because they want to explicitly say something like the N-word, they want to explicitly say lynch. Yeah, that's not what they mean. And that's the game they play right now. Just because you don't explicitly say it, so we talking like a courtroom now. You got to be able to prove it with evidence. No, we know what you mean, bro. So you don't have to explicitly say it to for us to understand what you were trying to assert in that situation. So now we good on that, man.
And that's what it means here. We just talked about the truck driver lady in Dubai, right? And the rules on the book. And so you can't forget this is the climate that you're in. So I completely agree.
Hey man, I appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna call you when we done, bro.
Bye, Ernest.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate y'all. Peace out.
I've only met 2 Ernests in my life.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And fuck both of y'all as a collective. Okay?
Fuck both of y'all today. Absolutely.
Thank you.
It's going to get worse than this. Trust me. I just loaded up.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.